congratulations.
And if we get close to time, I'll just kind of work this section.
I'm Jordan Tabise.
And I'm Mallory Laube.
And this is the Wright Brothers, The Revolution in Aeronautical Engineering. Orville, Papa's home, Papa's home!
Papa, did you bring us a present?
Look, brought us a toy glider!
Yay!
This small toy sparked the brothers' interest in flight. As they grew, their interest also grew.
This is what happened 20 years later.
Did you see? The Otto Lienthal, the German aeronautical engineer, died yesterday in his glider accident.
So, I've been watching the birds lately, and I've been thinking how unfair it is that man can't fly.
And Orville had been watching the birds lately and was wondering if man could ever fly. Wilbur Wright was born April 16, 1867, on a farm near Millville, Indiana. As a child, he was very mischievous. Orville Wright was born August 19, 1871, in one of the Wrights' upstairs bedrooms in Dayton, Ohio.
They had two older brothers, Rushlin and Lauren, and one younger sister, Catherine. Their mother, Susan, also bore twins, Otis and Ida, but they died soon after birth. So, you know, Wilbur, I've been thinking, maybe man can fly. I drew up some plans, and it seems highly probable that man could.
Let me see those plans. Wow, how long have you been thinking about this? Are you sure this could work?
I've been studying the plans, the airspeed, where the center of pressure would be on the machine, and how that would affect flight.
Yes, this could work. After all, Otto Lienthal did invent the glider, but that sort of failed. He just died. Would we succeed?
This could definitely work. And if we did succeed, we'd be known worldwide and put down in history. Wilbur, let's build a flying machine.
Several years passed, and the brothers were slowly succeeding in building their flying machine. Orville had the most determination to push on and kept Wilbur cheery, even when the planes started to go downhill.
Orville's plans were working, and one day they had finished.
Orville, yes, I admit it. Your plans to build the flying machine worked, but will she fly?
Our plane has approximately a wingspan of 40 feet. She's 605 pounds and got a 200-pound engine. I think this is a shot worth taking. My thought was to send her to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, where we can try her out. We will see if she can fly.
They boarded their machine onto a train and headed to the small town of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. After over 3 years of hard work, the brothers' almost impossible dream was beginning to come true.
When the brothers arrived in Kitty Hawk, they borrowed land nearby town. This land had a large machine shed where they stored their airplane in, as they were now called.
They built two identical wooden rails on Kill Devil Hill, where they were taking off. These rails enabled a smooth, steady start and allowed the plane to reach the speeds of 30 miles per hour.
The rails are almost done, maybe a couple more days. Then we'll just have to wait for the weather to cooperate and for the winds to be just right.
That's great. I hope this works, or I'll be very disappointed.
This will work, and we will be the creators of the airplane.
That's amazing. But for now, let's just keep a close eye on the weather so we can fly as soon as possible.
So, who's going to fly her first?
Heads or tails?
I'll take it.
All right then, tails for you and heads for me. Whoever wins gets to fly first.
It's heads. You get to fly her first.
I guess I get to fly first then. I guess tails sometimes came Phil.
The brothers worked hard on the rails for the next week. When they had finished, they decided to test the engine. The vibrations were so powerful that it shattered one of the propeller shafts. Orville then proceeded to send it back to Dayton so their mechanic, Charlie Taylor, could repair it. When he sent it back to the brothers in Kitty Hawk, it was completely fixed.
The brothers tested the machine for a second time. This time, the propeller shaft broke once again. This time, Orville went back to Dayton to repair it himself. He made it out of solid spring steel. By the time of Orville's return, they were so behind schedule that they dropped the idea of testing it as an unpowered glider and immediately started testing it with an engine.
Wilbur, think about it. Now that our machine is engine powered, we'll be even more well known.
If we succeed. I mean, building is one thing, but flying it? I mean, I can't believe our propeller shaft broke twice. I'm not sure this is going to work.
Wilbur, don't sound so uncertain. We've made it this far, haven't we?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I should have more faith in you and our plans.
Our plans? Remember, I created them, and you're being so negative about our situation, I can hardly call them our plans.
This has been our dream since childhood. Our dream since our father brought home our little flying machine toy. I guess we'll have to see who the right one is when this thing flies.
Ha ha ha. With your attitude, I'm surprised you didn't say if it ever flies.
It was December 13th, 1903, and it was finally the day to fly the plane. The weather was perfect and the winds were the right speeds. And the brothers, yes, even Arnold, were ready to fly the plane.
They got their plane to Kill Devil Hill with the help of the Kill Devil Hill life-saving crew. The plane was looking just perfect and in working condition. Even Wilbur believed she could fly. Never mentioning this to Orville, of course.
Looks like she's ready to fly. I get to fly first, remember?
Yes, I remember.
I'm sorry I haven't been believing in you lately, but today does look like a perfect day for me to fly, and it does seem possible.
Sure, now that we're going to fly her, you're sorry.
They checked over everything once more after they started up the engine.
As the plane went down the wooden rails, it got faster and faster and faster until, she flew!
Yahoo! I'm flying!
Wilbur had the first successful flight with an engine in the world.
This flight lasted 12 seconds and flew for 120 feet. What also made this flight spectacular was the perfect landing with no crash.
We flew! We did it, Wilbur! I told you man could fly!
You're right, our dream came true. I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
The brothers then proceeded to fly 3 more times that day. Their second flight was 12 seconds long and made a distance of 175 feet. Their third flight was 15 seconds long with a distance of 200 feet. And their fourth and greatest flight was 59 seconds long and made a distance of 852 feet.
Really did revolutionize the airplane. They changed it from an unpowered glider to an engine-powered machine. The press's reaction to this was amazing. There were so many newspaper articles about it. It's bewildering. The Wright brothers' flights continued. They even had some international competitors. These competitors were flying for the recognition of the best airplane.
Most of these competitors were French. Their fiercest competitor was a French aeronautical engineer by the name of Alberto Santos Dumont. He didn't believe that the Wrights really could fly. He thought it was all a scam. So the Wrights had to prove it to him. They shipped their plane to France and flew for him. Of course, he believed them after that. And these competitions continued until the Wrights' death.
Wilbur Wright died May 30th, 1912, from typhoid fever effects at the age of 36. Orville Wright died January 30th, 1948, from natural causes at the age of 76.
If we look at a plane from 1903 and compare it to one of today's, you will find many differences. But the rewarding thing to know is that no matter how planes may seem different or are, we wouldn't have them at all without Wilbur and Orville Wright.
Thank you.